to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. But first, I just want to let you know that there's a new energy in Love and Action Network. We've got members that are attending every day. And who you're seeing on your screen is a wonderful core of a lifetime of work to come. Tara's already getting a photo like the good grandma she is. Of us really, really lifting amazing things in the world. So we're going to start with Starlight. Introduce yourself to the crowd, followed by Tara. Brentley will then jump in and introduce himself to everyone. I will then go in, and then we'll be into our topics. Thanks everybody for being here. Visit lovedandlovable.org to participate in the conversation. Feel free to jump in the replays. We would love to get to know you better. Take it away, Starlight.
Hey y'all, so I'm Starlight Mystic, also known as Naya. You guys can find me on Starlight Mystic _ s or you can go on starlightmysticbotanica.com. But I'm your Midwest witch or sorceress that specializes in love magic.
Hey y'all, you've seen me before, but that's all right. I'm Tara Priolo. I'm the owner-operator of Tara Priolo Studio. I'm your resident white-facing biracial multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same.
Yes. I am Poppy Wata, aka Brentley, aka Brenton Vega. To those that may know, I am a healer and mystic, okay, conjure man, and I spread love. Let's heal, not hate, and that's what I'm here for. Let's uplift, self-love, and heal.
I'm Dr. Flo. I'm not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're always going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. I offer songs, supports, smiles, and shenanigans for those who believe in themselves and their dreams. Check out lovedandlovable.org for all of our new academy business. And we can't wait to grow with you in network. It's going to be amazing. All right, so everyone prepared their shares today for Love and Actions Day Live. Everyone on the stage writes and contributes to Love and Action today, which is our newsletter and television show and podcast. Where we are just spreading our message of hope to the world in our own special way, individually and collectively. So, we've made our individual points. We're going to roll these ideas around as Spirit provides inspiration to us. And starting with her first point is Starlight Mystic. So, take it away. What is on your heart today? Is point number one.
What's on my heart today is with everything that's going on overseas with the people in Congo and Palestine. I feel like as witches, healers, practitioners, everyone should be doing things to help them and to bring justice to them. And so I was just thinking about how, from the witchy point of view of it all, how you can use spirit and not use spirit, but you know what I mean. How you can use spirit and yourself and like to bring justice to the world, period. So that's all. I just was thinking of because everyone can just order love spells all day long and everyone can cast a whole bunch of money spells, but sometimes I got into magic for very selfish reasons. I wanted to better my life, as I think most people are, but sometimes it's okay to not be so selfish. And so I think that people should start doing things for the people, and that also includes witches, because there's a lot of y'all that I know out there, the healers, the, as Dr. Flo said, the woo woo, the people that do the woo woo. You should be doing that not just for money, but for also helping people, which is a perfect time to do that now, as you know, it's hard out here for everybody. So yeah, that's my burning topic of the day.
Any thoughts?
I would like to think that this brings up for me collective candle work. Like and this candlelight visuals, and even not even just for the woo woo, but in all of the sense of just literally coming together to say, hey, we are collectively putting our mental and our mind and our energy behind the fact that we touch and agree on peace and love for everyone. So I love that you're saying to use our work beyond ourselves. Yes, we do it for selfish reasons. There's nothing wrong with it being selfish. And there's also a great thing about it being selfish and fulfilling of self, but also fulfilling to the collective. So I love that. Like the more I love myself, the more I'm able to love the world. And so it's an energy around that. So I just love that. And I'll stop there.
I love the Ubuntu of it all. It's very I am because we are magic, right? It's all
Yeah.
interconnected and it's interdependent magic. It's us creating a web of woo woo for the collective happy as an extension of our personal happiness. I think it's amazing.
Yes. People need to do that more. But I mean, we live in a very individualized society. Everyone has to do it on their own. When really, our ancestors, especially people of color ancestors, not the Pomalopians. But anyways, but our ancestors, their whole lot community, they didn't do this ish on their own. Okay, I mean, some of them had to just because how the system was, but still community back then. I mean, they used to think about Black Panther. Like, I don't know. Sometimes we just need better organization, and that can start from all sex sectors and groups among all religions, all beliefs, all that.
Amazing. Amazing. Tara, you're in. What's your first point of the day on Love in Action today?
Yeah, it's segus or segways. Somebody will get that podcast reference out there. But it segues very nicely off of Starlights, because Starlight opened with talking about the genocides that are around the world, and it seems like we find out about one more every single day. And also, as Starlight was pointing to at the end of her share, there's a lot of people out there that want to participate, but the individualistic nature of capitalism and white supremacy does not show them how to participate. So my first share is about I have a week of master classes that are going on the first week of January 2024. From the 2nd to the 5th, there are 6 master classes in total, which are all going to get a spotlight over the next 3 weeks. But I wanted to share today about the Joy is the Revolution Masterclass and the Lift Every Voice Masterclass. So those are both DEIB focused. Joy is the Revolution is going to teach you how to find your joy, find collective and community joy, and find radical joy that you can share with the world. Because when we share from our joy and our overflow, then we change the world. So that's part of when we talk about the ish, and I push y'all to talk about the ish, I'm gonna help you find how you do that without falling off the map, and burning out. And then Lift Every Voice Masterclass is going to be about the the action of amplification. So there's a lot of people out there that even feel uncomfortable sharing other people's words. And they really struggle to maybe contradict a negative thought that's out there, or amplify Black joy, which we talk about a lot. Joy is the revolution. Can you tell we talk about this a lot? And so that masterclass is going to teach you how to tackle the negativity, as well as go ahead and be brave enough and courageous enough to share something with your community, because you plus one might sound small, but eventually is big, right? And that's how we build community.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we're here, amplifying our personal messages and the messages of the collective, because we're going to be passing notes in class, y'all. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but with everything and the way that information is changing, and in an age of misinformation and misinterpretation and mass dishonoring, we're going to be passing a lot of notes in class, and we're going to be producing our own shows and amplifying our own woo-woo and wonderful message, because we're worth it. And, Yeah, I'm so excited about your weekend master classes. You are you're an amazing teacher, and so those who choose to sit at your feet and learn something. So that's wonderful. Any shares about Tara's week of master classes?
I just have to jump in really quickly and just say, I think it's very powerful to teach people how to use their voices, especially in the times that we are living in, to learn to speak up for themselves and others. Because the reason why we feel small is because we don't see our voices being amplified sometimes. And so, you being out here training and empowering others to speak up for others, not just ourselves, or to amplify the voice before you, is powerful work. Because when we see others speak up for us, we need that validation. Yes, we know who we are. Yes, I know what I said is true. And it hits harder when you say, I see you and I say it too. I stand behind you. So it's just powerful work, y'all. I love that. We need you, Tara. And I'm going to land there because I can be on that forever. We need that.
Yes, and teach the people about the joy. I mean, a lot of people don't know what joy is, or have, maybe if they just thinking people that may not have ever experienced joy, like that is amazing. So yeah, everybody tune into her master classes. I'm excited.
I am too. I am too. Poppy Water, jump in with your share.
All right. So, with all the topsy turvy and things going on in the world, we are looking to people. Okay. We are looking to get some guidance from somewhere. So, today I'm going to be talking a lot about giving and receiving readings. And so, in this first point, this is very much like, the oracle is always right, right? What comes through in the reading, it's always true. The cards are going to tell the truth regardless. Now, when we look into people, we have to be mindful that the diviner, that is the person reading the cards or deciphering what the message is, right? That can be you or whoever you're going to. That person can be wrong, or their emotions that they're putting behind everything can skew what's actually going on. So, for example, if I'm somebody who thinks the world is against me, you may come to me and pull a card about relationships. Now, if I think the world is against me and against everyone, and I'm stuck in that, that may change what I tell you and make the cards look like the world is against you as well. So we have to be mindful who we're going to in these tough times for insight. You want to go to someone who's balanced and in general, even if they're not pulling cards and you just want advice, right? Or just want to confide in someone. You want to go to someone who's going to speak from a pure place and they're not going to add any extra or malicious intent behind it and truly give you insight. And you can feel who that is. We'll get more into that later, but you know and you can sense the intentions of others. And I want to empower us all out there. When you're seeking advice from someone, you can always ask them before. I don't care if it's a reader or somebody that's just your friend. You can ask them what their intentions are with you or with the situation before we even start the conversation. That is you, and you have that power. Okay? I don't care if you just asking Timmy up the street what he thinks about Gaza. Ask him his intentions first when talking to you, and where does he want to go with it. And then you can align with that. I don't want to talk to you about it. Or maybe we're not aligned because my intention is to find a place of peace around it. If you want to go to war, now I may not align with that, and that's okay. But you need to know the intentions out there before you jump in and start receiving and taking in everyone's energy based on what you need. So I just want us to be very mindful of who we're going to in these tough times. Um, and make sure it aligns with what we actually want and what our actual goal is and what we seek to receive. So that's my big thing, and how you get there.
It's just like what I say, like, don't let, I always say, I don't just want anybody praying over me. I don't want anyone just laying their hands on me, because some people don't have the anointing that my spirit needs. And so, yes, I do agree with that. But I also like to tell people, when you get these readings, sometimes they're subjective. Like, they're not always, it's not a set in stone, concrete future, I guess. because that's usually what people ask for, what's going to happen next. Things can happen. You can change something right now, and that would change the complete course of how completely from what we're telling you. So, you also have that power. It's not always set in stone, So that's all we'll spill on that.
Thank you so much. Angie, I see you over on TikTok. Angie says, where are your glasses wipes, sir? I did eventually get one from Poppy Wata. And also, Angie, one of our Love in Action Network members, says, I do not even know what is going on. I'm going to go eat something and lay down. Love you all. We're taping a live podcast and television show right now over on YouTube. I sent a link to your email just now, so check your email. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to Tara, Starlight, and Poppy Water over on YouTube and Facebook. And we'll help you. We'll help you on board, even if I have to call you personally and help you on board into the network. We got you. We got you. I'm going to jump in and just talk about auditions and applications that are out right now for Love in Action Network. Auditions are open for the People's Cabaret, which is an online event like this where instead of us being in the boxes gabbing it up, there are going to be people from all over the world coming to sing and offer songs and presentations of joy and hope very soon. So if you're interested in coming onto the live events and performing, auditions are open. If you're interested in performing in Dr. Flo and the Love Experience, auditions are open. We need choreographers, singers, dancers, you name it. There's about 27 roles and 27 applications that are available right now, in addition to folks auditioning. We are right now immediately seeking to place and hire members of the booking team, the sales team, venue scouts, in real life and digital performers, online and in real life ambassadors, student interns, and also other supports for the Artists in Residency program, Dr. Flo and the Love Experience. We're recognizing very clearly that we're waking up and people are looking as they wake up for a place to belong. And they can easily belong if they wish within Love in Action Network. We're so peas and carrots about the work that we do that it's right there in the name. Love in action. It's not hard to put love in action when you simply show up as your loved and lovable self. What say y'all about all of the people who could come into this network? What would you look for in an ideal candidate for the applications and auditions?
I'm going to go first and just say willingness to receive. You cannot come here and be stubborn or set and stuck in your ways, because the goal is to have your views challenged, right? To see if you, first of all, if you really believe that, okay? Because we are throwing things out. Look, calling forth new stones, removing old ones. So if you're not willing, you're going to struggle, baby. And that's all I'm going to say. And for those that are like, well, I feel like I need so much, all you got to do is be willing. We can work with that. That's all.
I would like to say, just as much as receiving, you need to give as well. No one's cup is going to be runneth dry over here. It's not just she found this high. But it's not just always a take. It's also, and it's not always just a give. It's both. So y'all should join.
Yes, please join, apply, audition, join in with the community. Let me tell you something. Our membership works if you work it, Angie. I know that Angie went to that platform and saw that RSVP and came right on through following the yellow brick road. And we are so glad to have you. Oh, yes. We love it. Okay, so we're back in our rotation now to Starlight. Point number 2. Take it away.
Oh my gosh, it's back to me already? No, but the next point I wanted to say was that how you can use magic in every day, like as a normal thing. Literally talking over your bottle of almost empty Fiji water, speaking over your food, speaking over my orange to give me to bring abundance in my life. Oh, I just got bright. Speaking over things is so, like, okay, so my grandma, her most powerful way of cleansing or moving stagnant energy in the house, first you gotta open a window, gotta get the fresh air in. Then you gotta sweep the floor and just clean your house. That is clean with intention to remove the negative. Like, think magic is so easy, and sometimes you probably do it without realizing it. So I just am really passionate about you don't need to have all the tools, the candles, the whole shebang, because you are magic. You are the one that manifests and can create your reality. And can control and manipulate it as well. So with that being said, I just think that people should look into the magic of what everyday thing is. Like, praying over your food. When you clean your house, you clean out the negative, unwanted, stale energy. I know that Bath and Body Works had a sale, so all those candles that you get, especially because they're sweet candles, to sweeten up the energy of your home, to sweeten up, the love that you have for yourself and the love that's within your home. You can do things like that. That's not all big and grand after you clean the house up. So I don't know. I'm just passionate about that.
And what you're calling in to me is just, firstly, do nothing without intention. Whether you're witching or you just out here, just a you, okay? I know everybody ain't technically witching. And you do nothing without intention and absolute presence. That's how you get the most out of your reality. And that's how you call more into your reality. Whether you take it from a psychological perspective or from a spiritual perspective, it's all the same thing. You need to do it with intention. And that's a part of you laying claim to what is yours. I said it's going to be a good day. So I'm going to do everything with the intention of making today a good day, being mindful. Is that mindfulness of it all. And that's what makes it powerful, okay? Because that's the ask, believe, and then here comes the receiving. So it's just very beautiful how it can be very conjury and also very much in a psychological way of tricking your brain into making your day better. It all works, no secularism. And that's all I got.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. Tara, what's your next share?
And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. That's not my share. That's just where the brain went. You're welcome for the song, friends. Anyway, I hope we don't get bopped off of YouTube for that was like a 10-second piece. It's fine. Anyway, okay, so my second share is I've talked about this before. I talk about it on my platforms all the time, but this is spawned by a DM from a student that I got last night. The student messaged me on Instagram and was like, okay, but Tara, like I ask you all the time how your voice is so pure and clear. And I'm like, I told them that it was because I'm old. Like I'm much older than this person. And they DM'd me and asked me how to deal with not feeling good when they're talking about people younger than them or their same age. And I just want to talk about comparisonitis really quick in the context of voice, but also in the context of being online. There is almost nothing that will hurt you faster than comparing yourself to other people in the world or what other people are showing you in the world. All you can do is compare to what you have done before. And this is exactly what I told them in DMs. All that person can do is look at or listen to how they sounded 1 month ago when they started with me to now when they can sing everything on pitch, right? Or they can sing that phrase to the end, right? That's all we care about. We don't care what Johnny Joe down the street sounds like. We care about how you are progressing in and of yourself. And another conversation that is connected, because I think comparisonitis can bring us to perfectionism in our creation and in our singing and in the way that we show up online. And when we're talking about the genocides, when we're talking about the Congo, when we're talking about Palestine, when we're talking about Black Lives Mattering, when we're talking about the 2024 election, when we're talking about really anything, there's this there, especially online, or especially in sharing our art, there is a sense that we must be perfect, that we have to craft exactly what we're going to say, and it has to be fully aligned, and we can never mess up. And I just want to encourage you all that comparisonitis and perfectionism are facets of white supremacy, the very thing that I hope everybody listening to this podcast wants to rid the world of, right? And so because it is so connected, these two things are so connected to white supremacy, just remembering that we can overcome them just by making a different choice, just by making the choice to release the entanglements that we've placed upon ourselves, right? We can make the choice to say, actually, that thought, that's somebody else's thought. That's not mine about myself, right? Or that thought I'm having about another person, or that thought I'm having about this post, I can change that thought. I can release whatever fear, whatever perfectionism, whatever comparisonitis I'm putting on that, and instead just lift that. And I deal with these questions a lot, and my Spill the Beans is going to be talking about perfectionism this week, mostly in the context of being an online creator. But my Voice Chronicles, which is an exclusive TikTok, YouTube creation, will be on comparisonitis. So just wanted to give you all a little preview of those two things.
Ice cream's so good. Ice cream's so good. We're gonna go a little faster through this so that we're not here until July. Poppy Water, what's your next share?
That's perfect because I'm literally going to pull from Tara into my share because mine is about self-reflection through pulling cards as a diviner. And when I think about comparisonitis, I think you can either compare yourself to other people or ask yourself why that thing you see in them hits you so hard. Why is that so important to you? Why do you want to look into it? You see them with a big car because you want a big car. That teaches you something about yourself. You want that. So now you got to be honest with what you need in that. Because what I believe is that we're all reflections of each other, right? And so I say self-reflection is always present when we pull cards. A lot of people think that diviners are just going in on the clients, and the clients get scary and weary, like, oh my God, this person is just, they can see all of me and I can't see any of them. No, they're telling you about themselves as well, because no one attracts anyone that doesn't have anything to teach them in their life. And so the cards reflect the reader as well. And so in that, Spirit is just sending us our reflections because no matter how skilled you are, there's just always something to learn and see. And so when we look at that in the big scale of like, okay, this diviner is also learning from my life experience as well. I want to apply that in a less spiritual sense into social media as well, with that comparison mindset of like, okay, the reason why this nags at me and I'm going to compare in the first place is because I want that for myself. Sometimes that jealousy, which is, it's a healthy emotion that's also often expressed unhealthily. It's here to tell you something that you want in your life. Don't sit in the comparison too long, as Tara pushed on, but learn that, okay, I want strawberries too. I want fruit by the beach too, in my way, right? And truly sit with yourself and know that that's something that you want. It's a reflection of a life you want for yourself, because you wouldn't see it otherwise. It wouldn't tug at you otherwise. The goal is not to become them in their life. The goal is to figure out, how does that apply here in my space and in my reality. And I yield there.
Can I say something? Okay. So basic, because I didn't see anyone else in there. But anyways, but hopping off of that, I think with like the whole how social media is and the whole influencer, everyone wants to be an influencer because it's quick money and you can work from home, you can do all this and that, and perfectionism is probably. I mean, I know I experienced it. Okay. I'm like, this picture ain't good enough, I'm not gonna post it. Well, sometimes you just gotta do it, because if you just sit there, you never know if it's gonna be good enough. You'll be stuck, and no one likes to be stagnant. So yes, definitely.
I wanted to share in my second share about joy as a frequency, joy as an elixir, and joy as a potion. And the ways in which we can use joy to just tell our feelings how to feel better. We've been talking all week in our community about how we have an opportunity to have dominion over the ways we feel. We have the opportunity to choose pleasantness or unpleasantness in our lives at any moment. And once we tap into that joy frequency, things begin to get better for us. And the question that I just have for the community that we can roll around in the days and weeks to come is, where is the harmonious joy in our communities that we belong to? Are the people that you're hanging out with the most often bringing you a uplifted feeling in your chakra system, or is there something else going on? And I just want to center that joy is worth it. Tara is the bearer of joy into our experience in Love and Action Network these days, always talking about it as a revolution, as a place of hope, as something that we can infuse in our work, even on the days when we don't want to, because believe it or not, there are days when we don't want to do our assignment. And where is the joy in it? And so I just wanted to center in my second share joy as a frequency, to tap into, joy as an elixir to heal us magically, and also joy as a potion to be poured into our lives daily to make it all worth it. You know, the Buddha said that all of life is suffering. And so you can choose to either look at life as suffering purely or infuse it somehow with joy. Any comments about that before we move on to the next share?
I'm going to start with just saying, come on, joy as an elixir. Come on, joy as an elixir. Because, like, people don't realize if you don't like a thing, why feed it by fighting it? Because resistance makes stronger, like the muscles, okay? The more weight that resists your muscles, the stronger you get. Don't resist, quote unquote, white supremacy. Don't fight it. Go turn up and strengthen your care infrastructure for the group that you want to see thrive. Feed what you want to grow. When we focus on growth, if we focus everything on the things we don't like, it's going to continue to grow as it has been. So when we focus on joy, we're going to spark and burst like a flame. And yes, okay? Just yes, yes, yes. And y'all wear y'all orange. It's the color of joy, okay? And celebrate where you've come from. Celebrate what you've been through. You got to make those moments because you earned it. You put in the work. You paid your dues. Turn up tonight, not tomorrow, because we may not see tomorrow. Turn up tonight. And I yield.
And I just want to say that, yeah, you did the work, but some of the stuff is already owed to us from through blood. I mean, it's our birthright to be happy and to receive, like, okay. It's our birthright to just be happy and fulfilled in life. And yeah, it's just our birthright. Everyone deserves it.
We have paid enough. We have paid plenty in all of the ways that one can pay. We have paid plenty. What's your next share, beloved? Starlight.
I don't have another share.
Oh, okay. Tara, jump right on in. This is great.
Well, I'll follow up the discussion on joy by just saying that one of the things that white supremacy takes from us first is the joy. If I have so many examples, y'all go to my activism highlights on my Instagram, you're going to see them. I talk about this nonstop because it drives me banana pancakes. Okay, I was going to say banana muffins, but I chose pancakes today. They sounded better. And I'll also say joy is coming in the morning, friends. Joy is coming in the morning. Now let's move on to joy. Okay. Let's keep moving with joy. I have a Slack channel, and Brentley mentioned community care infrastructure. And y'all, I'm so sorry. Those are my dogs. If y'all have never seen me before, those are my dogs in the background. Um, anyway, so community care infrastructure, I believe that we all need it. I also believe that we all, that most of the ails of the world, most of the suffering of the world could be solved by just being kind and nice to one another and remembering that we are all human, finding our humanity again. And two, I believe that it will be solved by conversation. Remember that very first 3-sentence blurb that I gave y'all? I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Why am I always pushing for conversation? Because conversation will change the world. Conversation will move us from where we are to whatever is beyond, right? And so I have created a space on Slack outside of the algorithm where we're not suppressed, where we're not oppressed, where we are safe, where we are able to express whatever questions we have that will eventually, as more people come into it, will have an opportunity for community care cash. So that means that people that are contributing frequently are able to drop their PayPal's, Venmos, into the chat, and people can send ducats, $1 or $2, $50, whatever, so that my community can be paid throughout the community, because it's not about me. It has never been about me, right? Never, ever. It's just, I'm not the center of attention. My intent is always to move my community with me and create community everywhere I go. So Starlight at the very beginning was talking about organizing. I'm an organizer. It's what I do. It's literally built into my bones. And what's in the Slack channel? How do you do that, Tara? What are you doing? Well, I put a riff in there on the dehumanization of heroes yesterday. There's a new channel called F Capitalism. I don't know if I can say that on the YouTube. So F Capitalism Care Infrastructure, on exactly what I just talked about, which is how are we going to go from here, where we are, to over here, beyond where nobody has imagined? How do we build consistent payments to artists, to people that are creating, to people that are bringing the joy in the world, to people that are moving things, right? That's the conversation in there. And the last thing that's in there is my content cohort. All of my content cohort is pay what you can. You can get in there for free 99. You're having trouble #pushing the damn button on your posts? Hi. Come see me. Come see that group. There's 9 people in there. You can drop your content. I audit it. And then you can push it out in the world. And if you need some accountability, I'm good for that too. All right. I yield.
Thank you, Tara. You're amazing. You're amazing. I'll jump in by just simply saying that the reasons why dreams come true are tied around having an un-F-withable perseverance. I'll edit myself too for the cameras. An un-F-withable perseverance and passion is important to manifest your dreams. Sometime soon, I will talk about and tell about the challenges of being a shadow banned secular metaverse worship pastor. But for today, I just wanted to share, and I'm gonna button my stuff up here by saying that you don't have to beat anybody in life in this fake competition. You simply have to outlast them. Okay? You can take this all the way to the bank. You do not have to be in competition with anyone to be your loved and lovable self. You don't have to be in a war or a tug of war or anything like that. The only thing you have to do is keep breathing. The only thing you have to do is to stay in touch with your loved and lovable nature. There's no competition. There's just magic in your life. Grassroots activism includes calling an internal ceasefire and flowing around obstacles, and with collective responsibility, collective love and care, We learn that we can ask for help and not stop asking for it until we get it. Okay? That's what community is all about. We've been saying for years, Tara, we want community over competition. And once you start competing with the people around you in the ways that we have, you'll find that your internal dialogue and competition mechanism also starts. You're not beating yourself up as much. How about that quote that we found? I want to read it real quick in my share. Then I'm gonna pass the Poppy Watson, or whomever else is going next. But this hit me so like a ton of bricks. First of all, let's just stop by and just say, James Baldwin said, if the concept of God has any validity or any use, it can only be to make us larger, freer, and more loving. If God cannot do this, it is time we got rid of him. But that isn't even the doozy. The doozy is you have to remember something very clear. Your negative self-talk is caused by someone who knows how to kick your ass. They know where all your weak spots are. They know how to beat you because they are you. It is not a fair fight. So don't take it like it is. Nobody else sees that shit. It's just you. Thor Hall. Our ratings just went up. We went from a PG-13 into an R, but it is what it is. Love and Action Network. Poppy Watson.
Bleep, 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 bleep. Yes, I'm actually going to shift a little bit into talking about who do we see as the expert in our lives and in the world around us. Because, I wrote this intentionally to talk about spiritualists looking to the diviner as the expert. So the diviner is the expert in this example, right? And a lot of the times when we go to experts on whatever area it is, whether that's us as a vocal coach, going to a vocal coach, or a spiritualist going to a diviner, or, even us just going to the doctor who's the expert, right? We're trying to apply our personal situation through whatever the expert is going to teach us. Now, that doesn't happen without you truly validating your experience and who you are. They can't help you if you don't stand up in your voice. You won't truly get the help that you need. Because if you think that they know more about your body and your specific situation than you're setting yourself up for failure, right? Yes, they may be attuned to listening to spirit, and they may have the skill that you need more of, because maybe you're just too close to it to see the clarity. So you need them to clear up some things. But you provide the, oh, yes, that's true, or the, I need more than that, because you know your situation more than anyone else, right? Even when you think of a vocal coach, because that's coming to me, like, you kind of know your voice gonna crack on that note before them. They're about to discover, you know what I'm saying? But you know what's coming. So it's kind of a harmonious relationship between their expertise and your expertise in your I am. And that's going to any expert. And that's even going to a diviner, because they're going to say, there's something here about lying. You be lying? No, I don't be lying to people. I be lying to myself. And that. So you know how to decipher it and to make it make sense. It's a collective relationship. You are your first, in medicine, let's say when you go to the doctor, you're your first doctor. So you tell your doctor, well, no, I can't take that. That gives me headaches. Okay? So don't prescribe me that. You have to speak up for you first and advocate for yourself, even in the presence of an expert, because that helps you to get the most out of the experience and the most out of the lesson. When you tell them, I'm short in this area, so don't focus on that, because baby, I know that. Can we focus on the part I don't know, right? Can we focus on bridging the gap? Speak up about your actual needs, even when in the face of an expert, because you know most about you than anyone else. They may give you the language, but you know best. Go to them, learn, but you know best about you. Don't down yourself, because you are the expert on you. in any and all given situation. So with that, I yield.
And just to bounce off that real quick, because I do a lot of love magic, and yes, you are coming to us for help, but when it comes to certain spells, a lot, really all spells, anything spiritual, you have to back it up with action. You can't expect someone to, I mean, sometimes they do. With certain spells, sometimes they can, find any and every way to message you, but like, wouldn't you want your spell to come into fruition, especially if you're paying for it? Don't block them, when when you book a money spell with me, I open the roads, make sure that prosperity is coming to you. But if you're not actively trying to get a job, if you're not actively trying to make money outside of the 9 to 5 job, like, just get something going to where the money can come in. So that means you can't be, lazy is kind of subjective with the white supremacy thing, but just not having a whole bunch of faith and no action ain't gonna do nothing. Faith without works. So just keep that in mind.
Ice cream's so good. Ice cream's so good. Poppy, did you have any closing thoughts? And then I'm going to go to Starlight for closing thoughts about how you felt about our first Love in Action today. And then Tara's going to button it up and get the last of the wing dings and the to-go plates. And we'll be so... yes. Casserole. What's up, Poppy?
Amen. We're getting a beautiful flow, and I love this. I love this experiment of the first thing. This is beautiful, and I love how we're finding our niche. I know we all probably have like a next time I'm gonna do, energy to it. But we jumped in, and it's so beautiful, and I'm grateful to be here. My official last thing I'm gonna say is, I know I got the cards, and you can come to Poppy to get a reading. Okay, my book is gonna be closed till January, so just join my client list. Okay, and I have the words, but Spirit is talking to us in so many other ways, not just in the cards. Like, there's signs all around us, and you can look in yourself and trust your intuition. Everybody ain't a witch in the way that I be conjuring. Okay, you gotta trust your intuition. You really, because it's God is talking to you, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is speaking down to you. Your higher power is speaking every day through the birds, through the trees, through the bees. Okay, even if you see bees circling, you Google it and see what comes up. What's the symbolism in that? Right? There's symbolism in everything, even if you don't take it to the spiritual. Let's say you're a literary person. Check the symbolism and see if you pull something from that adds value into your life. There's always signs around us. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay, the God in me can see what's going on. So tap into that. And I love you. And I'm so grateful to do this. Y'all are lit. We did great.
So, as my first time, it was a little nerve-wracking, I must say. I am not a person that goes on live often, so this was very nice. Everyone had really good topics, and I loved how we all bounced off each other's topics. Yeah, and if you want to book a spell, I'm not really doing readings right now, but you can book them for the future. Go on starlightmysticbotanica.com.
I think I'm up.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in really, really quickly and just simply say that everybody's loved and lovable. I've really, really enjoyed building this new, fresh wave of community with everybody who's here, and it's just been really, really awesome getting to know all of you all better in the co-working sessions, in the morning boost, in the nighttime chats, in the conversations off the map, on the map. Everybody here on stage is just wonderful, and so is the rest of our members. If anybody wants to join our official membership through Halo, or follow us through our newsletter on Substack. Lovedandlovable.org has all of the details. I'm going to hand the mic over to the wonderful Tara Paolo Studio, who's not only one of our collaborators here, but also my vocal captain for the Love Experience, who may be having a technical in the studio. But, oh, yes, it's always a mic stand on the set. all the time. Y'all, lovedandlovable.org, lovedandlovable.org, to tap into the love. Tara, take it away.
I'm so happy I was not off mute for that, because this is the stand, like the metal stand. It was so loud, y'all. It was so loud. Anyway, so I just wanted to button up a few things. I feel great about today. And as Starlight I bounced off of Starlight, but like I said once, hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. We need hope, but it's not a strategy, right? We have to have action. We must have action. We must push the damn button. We must speak out. So I'm gonna button up my last two topics, tell y'all where we can find me. Most days I need we to find me. Okay?
We gonna find you. We gonna find you.
we gonna find each other. So speaking of that hope is not a strategy. If you're hoping to be able to speak out on whatever your message is, or find your message, or craft your message, or if you are a young creative and you're like, oh, I just need to bounce this stuff off, I have a program called Lift Every Voice, which incorporates branding as well as social media training, as well as just figuring out what the hell you're talking about, right? I was going to say the F word, but I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to move us back to the PG-13 realm.
Yeah, we cannot do NC-17. We got to keep it right in the PG.
I'm trying to put us back in PG-13. Okay. So I have a beta program, Lift Every Voice. It is sliding scale. You can make your own payment plan, whatever you choose. It works for me. Come on in. I'm happy to have you. Because I think, Dr. Flo and I have been talking about this in private spaces and in public spaces over the last couple of weeks, about just how lonely it can be to have a very existential message, and a message that is powerful, and feel alone, or feel like you don't know how to share it, or the algorithms are fighting against you, or people aren't listening to you, or you're fighting with people in the comments all the time, or like whatever it is. This can help you, right? Because once you're solidified in your messaging, and who you are, who you be matters today, right? Who you be matters. Once you're solidified in that, it's a lot easier to walk out on to the stage, the internet, or in real life, and send that. And I'm going to end with some joy. Most of y'all that are in this live know that Winterludes is happening. Winterludes is a 25-day song series that happens on my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Tickety Talks, all the spaces, okay? And it's been happening for at least 6 years. That's as far back as I can find on my Facebook memories, okay? It features my students, myself, and community web members, including Dr. Flo. Dr. Flo was just on there singing Joy to the World. Dr. Flo will be back. Today I'm featuring another community web member who's new. This is the first year they've sent me something, and I'm so jazzed to post them later today. So y'all get into it. We love Christmas around here. We love December. We love the joy that it brings. We love that Christmas is love. We love that love is joy, right? We love that joy is love. We love a lot, and we love it in December. So if y'all need some joy, that's the place to go, because we all be talking about these heavy things. But the best way to spread Christmas cheer, as Elf says, is singing loud for all to hear. And that's where I'm going to yield.